Welcome to Homeschool for American Adults. Hi, I'm Donna Marie. Today we are going to practice writing a short story. It doesn't have to be long or perfect. You just need to get your ideas down on paper. Later, we'll check our work together. Why write short stories? Writing short stories help us to connect our ideas, to share our ideas clearly. It helps us to practice thinking about what happens first, next, and last. And it helps us to share something from our life or imagination. You don't need fancy words, just use words you know. Before writing, plan your story. First, pick a main idea. Then, write the characters who are in your story. Next, write about the setting of the story. Answer the question, where does my story happen? Finally, write about the events. Answer the question, what happens first, next, and last. When you write, start with a beginning. You can use starter words like one day or once there was. Next, add something to the middle. You can use starter words like then or next. Finally, finish your story with an ending. You can use starter words like at the end or finally. Be sure to use describing words like big, funny, red, or loud to make your story interesting. After you write, check your work. Answer the questions. Did I start sentences with capital letters? Did I use punctuation at the end of my sentence, like a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark? Did I try my best to spell words? Did I reread my story? Here's an example of a story about the park. It tells what happened first, next, and last. Let's read the story together. Ready? Let us begin. One day, I went to the park with my brother. We saw big green trees and a red slide. Then we played tag in the grass. At the end, we ate ice cream on a bench. Great job. Here within the story, we used starter words. At the beginning of our story, we used the starter word one day. In the middle of our story, we used the starter word then. And at the end of our story, we used the starter words at the end. Now it's your turn. Think about a time you went to the park. Your title of the story should be A Special Day at the Park. Use these questions and sentence starters to help you write. Write about a time you went to the park. Answer the questions. What did you see? What did you do? How did the day end? You can begin your story with one day. In the middle of your story, you can begin your sentence with then. And at the end of your story, you can begin your sentence with at the end. Try this. Think about a time you found something on the ground. Maybe it was a key, a toy, or even some money. Write about a time you found something on the ground. Answer the questions. What did you find? What did you do with it? And did you keep it or give it back? Here are sentence starters to help you write your story. You can begin with, one day I found. Next, in the middle, you would begin with, then I. And finally, at the end of your story, you will begin your sentence with, at the end, I, and then continue writing. In writing your story, you can use your memory or make up a short story about what you might do. Keep your story simple and connected with a beginning, middle, and end. After writing, check your story using our checklist. Ask yourself, did you connect your ideas? Did you check for capitals and punctuation? Did you reread to make sure it makes sense? Great job. Congratulations, you made it to the end of lesson 28. Now I have an assignment for you to do. Your assignment is to take a few minutes every day to review the lesson. If you find it difficult to do any part of this lesson, remember, you can always rewind this video and practice again. Never move on to the next lesson until you can do this lesson with ease. When you can complete this lesson with ease, you are ready to move on to the next lesson. See you there. Now, we have reached the end of this session. But before you go, please, if you enjoyed this interactive lesson, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell so that you will know when a new lesson is uploaded. Thank you for joining me today. It was a pleasure teaching you. Bye-bye.